Okay, let's dive right in. Tucked away at the base of your neck, there's a small, butterfly-shaped gland you probably don't think about much. But that's the thyroid, and it's one of the most powerful players in your entire body, acting as the master switch for your energy, your metabolism, and a whole lot more.
So you gotta wonder, right? How can this one tiny organ have such a massive job? How does it influence pretty much every single cell in your body? That's the big question we're gonna tackle. And the answer reveals a system that is just incredibly elegant.
You see, its secret isn't brute force. It's all about communication. The thyroid doesn't just go rogue. Nope, it's part of this top-down command and control network that actually starts all the way up in your brain. This whole setup makes sure the right amount of hormone gets made at exactly the right time. So let's start at the very top of that command chain with the brain's control system. This is what's known as the hypothalamic pituitary thyroid axis, or, the HPT axis for short.
Okay, so this breaks down that chain of command perfectly. It all begins with the hypothalamus in your brain, which is kind of like the system's sensor. When it senses that thyroid hormone levels are getting a little low, it sends out a message called TRH. That message zips over to the pituitary gland, telling it to release its messenger, which is TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. And finally, that TSH travels all the way down to the thyroid and gives it a clear order. Hey, time to make more hormones. And this is just brilliant. It's how the whole system keeps itself in check. It's basically a negative feedback loop, just like the thermostat in your house. Once those thyroid hormone levels in your blood rise up to where they should be, they send a signal back up to the brain, telling the hypothalamus and pituitary, okay, we're good, you can stop sending messages now. And that shuts down production, preventing things from going overboard. It's this constant, beautiful, self-regulating cycle.
So, the order has been sent and received. But what is the thyroid actually making when it gets that signal? Well, it produces two key hormones, T4 and T3. And the body's strategy for using them is absolutely fascinating.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Take a look at this breakdown. The thyroid's initial output is overwhelmingly T4. We're talking about 80%. Only a tiny fraction is T3. And it seems kind of backward because, as we're about to see, T3 is the one that does all the heavy lifting.
And here is the crucial difference. T4 is the stable, long-lasting storage hormone. Think of it like crude oil sitting in a barrel. But T3, that's the refined, high-octane gasoline. It's the potent, biologically active form that our cells can actually use to create energy. It's the real powerhouse.
So this leads to a really important question. If the thyroid is mostly cranking out the weaker, storage hormone, how does our body get all that high-octane T3 it needs to actually power our metabolism? And the answer is this amazing system of on-demand activation. See, instead of flooding your whole body with super powerful T3 all at once, your body sends out the stable T4 hormone to all the different tissues. Then, places like your liver, your kidneys, and your muscles convert it into the active T3 right there on the spot exactly when they need it. This gives each part of your body this incredible, fine-tuned local control over its own energy dial. So now that we have this active T3 circulating around and being made locally, what does it actually do? Well, this is where we really start to see the thyroid's unbelievable body-wide impact. This table gives you a great snapshot of its reach. For your metabolism, it's the gas pedal. It literally cranks up your metabolic rate and your body temperature. For your heart, it controls the speed and the force of every single beat. It's absolutely essential for brain function and even affects how fast your reflexes are. It truly touches everything.
This quote from the research really just says it all, doesn't it? The thyroid isn't just some minor character, it's a master regulator. That means it's essential for growth, for metabolism, and for keeping everything inside your body in a stable, happy balance.
Of course, with any complex system, things can go wrong. So what happens when this precise regulation gets all out of whack, leading to either way too much or way too little thyroid hormone?
Well, the consequences are a perfect mirror image of the hormone's job. In hyperthyroidism, that's too much hormone, everything speeds up. You get a fast heartbeat, you lose weight, you feel hot all the time. With hypothyroidism, too little hormone, everything slows way down. That leads to weight gain, feeling tired, and being cold all the time. The symptoms are literally polar opposites.
So finally, and this is maybe the most important takeaway of all, it's crucial to understand that the thyroid doesn't operate in a vacuum. It's deeply woven into a much wider network of communication that's happening all throughout your body. And this idea is so important. It helps us understand why standard blood tests, the ones that just measure hormone levels in your blood, don't always tell the whole story. Because having the hormone available is one thing, but your body being able to use it effectively, that is something else entirely. This quote really gets to the heart of it. The real action isn't just about how much hormone is floating in your blood, but the broader metabolic context. In simple terms, how well your thyroid hormone works depends on everything else that's happening in your body. This means your thyroid is in a constant conversation with other major systems. Chronic stress and high cortisol, yeah, that can interfere with that crucial T4 to T3 conversion. Insulin resistance can affect how sensitive your cells are to the hormone. Even the health of your gut bacteria plays a role. It is all connected. Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If the thyroid's function is so deeply connected to our stress levels, our diet, and our gut health, then maybe its health isn't just an isolated issue. Maybe it's a barometer, trying to tell us something about the health of our entire system.